to balance your faith with your life. And here's the best part. Before the commercial, I asked for some people to call in, and we have Cece on the line from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. What's up, Cece? How you doing tonight?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the movement. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you, thank you.
So what is your question, or what would you like to talk about?
Oh, I'm just so honored just to be on the call and to hear everything that Desiree is doing. Um, I'm just listening in. I'm just a fly on the wall tonight.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for listening in, Cece. We love having people call into the show. So thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you for doing this. You guys are doing
No
amazing
problem.
work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wow.
All right, Cece, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close you out. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, thank you. Good luck,
All
everyone.
right, have a great evening.
All right, you too.
All right, Desiree, so we're going to get back into it. Talking about balancing your faith, balancing your life. And for those of you that are just jumping on, listening to 108 Praise Radio, you are listening to the Success Movement Radio Show. My name is Sean Wyman. I'm your host. And I have the beautiful, amazing Desiree Lee on the show with us tonight, talking about how to balance your faith with your life. Now, we talked about in the beginning, in the first half of the show, we talked about going from a dark place.
Right.
And we talked about, prevention, encouragement, and showing up when that time comes.
Right.
We talked about checking your ego and balancing your emotions.
That's right.
We talked about being open to opening your imagination so you can create and then become.
Right.
Calling that manifestation.
Right.
Now we're going to get into the orchestration of it all, right? God has a way of orchestrating things, right, Desiree?
Absolutely. He has a miraculous way of doing it so gently to where it's not disrupting or for you to be defensive about it. When you are in business and you're trying to balance business and faith, it's so many different avenues that you can go based upon. But for me, it's more so of when the dark places don't stop. The turmoils, the hardships don't stop once you start and you're successful. You make XYZ amount of money every month. Everything is going great. Your clients love you. And then, bam, it's not going right. You have to continue to stay in that divine path. You have to always, this is my prayer, guys, if you're listening. Cece, I hope you're listening still. But this is it. Lord, I acknowledge you in all of my ways, and I need you to direct my path. Because the ego will take you, oh, this is a great idea. People will come to you and put businesses and ideas and courses, all kinds of stuff. But you have to say, Lord, is this the direction you want me to go? When it comes to my faith, that means believing in what God has ordained to me wholeheartedly, and that's the only thing I depend on. But what do you do? I don't like telling people what to do, right? I like to tell people how to do it. I like to teach people how to fish. What do you do if you find yourself back in that dark place? Sean, I was there again. I said, Lord, why did you take me out of a dark place to put me back in another one? I was angry. I mean, just like literally last year, this time, nobody knew, and I still had to balance my business. I still had to be an awesome mom. I still had to balance my personal life, and I still had to operate in my assignment. How do you do that, Desiree? Well, it wasn't until this moment with my daughter. I was working on the computer, and I have my daughter on the schedule, and we usually eat dinner around 6-7 p.m., but this time it was a little later because mommy was on the computer taking calls and different things like that. And my daughter says, Mommy, I'm hungry. Oh my gosh, you know how kids exaggerate. I'm starving. And I'm like, you are not starving. But I go in the kitchen, I prepare the meal, I cut up the onions, I wash my hands, wash the pots, I had everything together. So everything is cooking. I go back onto the computer because I know I have at least 15 minutes before it's time to start rolling. She comes back in the kitchen and she says, "Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Mommy, my stomach is touching my back. I'm just so hungry." And I said, "Nevaeh, go sit down. Go sit down and go, like she was watching TV. Go sit down. The food is cooking. What are you doing? The food is cooking right now. You smell the food is cooking. You're going to eat in a little bit. Go sit down somewhere." So then she comes back in there again. And like, "Oh, I'm starving." I said, "You're not starving." I said, "I know kids who starve. You ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner and had a snack. You can wait. Go sit down somewhere and let me do my job. Let me be the parent." You know what? As I was at the sink, God said, "I've been trying to tell you the same thing the whole entire time." And I'm like, "What do you mean, God?" He said, "Be still and watch my glory be done." See, the ego only gets elevated when we start having our shot of dopamines of success. We have Success Movement Radio. Keep moving and growing, right? However, when we keep rising to the next level and the pressure arises, we kind of, I don't want people to get stifled, but we kind of get in this place where we want to beat on our chest like we're King Kong or something, like, "Yes, I came from that dark place and I'm the bomb.com and I help so many people and I'm doing my job." But we have to realize we couldn't have done it without God orchestrating our steps and putting those people in place in order to help us get there. Nobody gets there by themselves. I don't care, the Grant Cardones, the Les Browns, the Steve Harveys, the Oprah Winfreys. Yes, we look at them as their own entity, but none of them got there by themselves. Okay? So when I realized that, God says, I went to go to get the food. I prepare the food. I'm cooking the food. And I'm even going to put it on the table for you. And that's what I say to my daughter. The same way a parent chastises their child is the same way God loves and chastises us too as well. And so it's like, "Nevaeh, you don't have to come to this kitchen. You don't have to work for the money to buy the food. You don't have to go to the grocery store. You don't have to prepare the food. You don't even have to cook the food. You don't even have to put it on your own plate. I'm going to do all that for you. Can you just trust that dinner is going to be ready at this time? I just need you to do what I asked you to do in the first place, and it's allow me to be God." So when we say, how is that balance? I'm going to be honest with you. There's no magic wand. There's no magic formula. There's no secret sauce. I'm sorry to disappoint you. The truth of the matter is when you allow God to do his job in order for you to complete your assignment, and he will always do the rest. And he said, "Haven't I not brought you and showed you favor when you were facing 135 years? I said, "Yes, Lord, you did." "Haven't I not kept you while you were in prison, Desiree? And there were people with life sentences and you saw people get raped and killed and scarred and burned. Haven't I not kept you and kept your mind while you were in there for 4 years?" I said, "Yes, Lord, you did." And even when you got out and you felt that you were in this dark place and you didn't know where you want to go, it's like a parent having a teenager or a college student and they're doing so many different majors and they don't know what they want to do. And then they come back home and say, "Okay, Dad, okay, Mom, what am I supposed to do?" Haven't I not kept you every time, even in that 6 years of a dark place? Didn't you not have a roof over your head? Yes, Lord. Didn't you eat? Yes. Didn't I make provision for you and your daughter? Yes, you did. Didn't you have a car to get where you need to go? Yes, you did. Didn't I always make sure? Yes, you did, Lord. And even in your most darkest moment where you even doubted me, even when you doubted me, I brought the lady with the mustard seed at the same as a time such as this. And did I not show myself through her in your life? Yes, you did, Lord. And then when you trust me, did I not open doors for you? Did I not make provision when you thought I didn't have this? Yes, you did, Lord. So Desiree, what makes you think you're not going to eat dinner tonight? Have you not eaten dinner every night? So what makes you think you're not going to eat dinner tonight? And I think that's what it is in business. You did not get there just by humbug. We all go through stuff. But if our faith is, we can rest our faith in the fact that our past, sometimes it's okay to look back, Sean, just to see how far God has brought you through. And if you're in a dark place in business to where people are asking for a refund, or people wanted to leave your group, or people are saying you're not doing a good job, if you rest in God has made provision for you over and over and over and over again, what makes you think he's going to leave you now? And that's faith. Lord, you haven't forsaken me then. I need you to show up now. And I don't know about anybody else who's listening right now, but my God is a right now God. So when I'm hungry, just like my baby says, Mommy, I'm hungry, we provide provision. And that's the same way God is. And it's like, Lord, I trust you. That's faith. When we don't see it going right, is knowing that he brought us from this place in the past, that he's going to bring us from this moment now. So what makes you think he's not here? What makes you think he's left you, Sean? What makes you think that? Whoever's listening, what makes you think he's not here? And that's faith, is knowing I'm going to look back and you were there and I know you're always here. I'm sorry, Sean.
So, Desiree, I can so relate with this, and I think the key principle for our audience to take away from this is when you follow the path that God has laid out for you, and you stay on the path, even though there are going to be a lot of things that are going to try to manipulate you and provoke you and even push you off of the path that God wants you to follow, but if you're just willing to stay on the path, the balance will come with. When we follow what God wants us to do, I have discovered my life gets a lot easier. When I decide to go out and try to do something on my own that wasn't in God's divine plan for me, things become very difficult. Things become dark. The path becomes very blind, right? It becomes very narrow, if you will.
Yes.
But when you're on the right path, and I know, Desiree, this is where you and I connect a lot, because I remember, going through my childhood, being beaten and broken, literally beaten to the point where I couldn't move for a week. And at that moment, I didn't really I didn't call out to God. I didn't ask for God's help. I didn't do any of those things. And it wasn't until years later when God showed me, yeah, you got beaten. Yeah, you were broke. Yeah, you were busted up, but guess what?
So I think about it, and this is what will help somebody to say, well, they might be listening or tuning in or watching us live on live stream and saying, you know what, Sean, but you don't know my life. Sean, I might be going through the most horrific thing, and that may not be for you. Or they might say, Desiree, that sounds great, but you don't know that right now I'm 40 days past due my rent. I don't see it, and this keeps happening. What am I doing wrong? This is what I say, or what they can take from that is what if, at the moment that I'm here now, what if I would have killed myself 4 years ago, Sean? The people that are listening right now, I would not be able to complete my assignment. So how many lives would I have stifled, delayed, or even killed because of my own selfishness to not be able to just go through? God doesn't say he's going to allow you to stay there. He says you're going to go through the fire, but you won't get burned. You're going to go through the rivers, but you will not drown. So in your moment, what you're going through is not for your client or whoever in business. It's not for them right now. It's for the individual 2 years from now, 2 months from now, 3 years from now. And again, it goes back to what I started off with. We go through things not for ourselves, but for 3 reasons. To prevent someone from going in. To encourage someone who might be in that dark place. And to show people by our testimony and the blood of the Lamb that nothing is impossible. And when you see it, your place of your surroundings, and you understand it from that place, and you look back, what if I would have killed myself? Or what if I would have quit too soon? What if I would have gave up too soon? How many souls for Christ? How many people for Christ? How many assignments? Remember, we said 500 people we helped, but that's 500,000. Can you imagine if we just gave up too soon? We don't know the future, but God does. He says, I know the plans I have for you, and you have to trust that. And if you get sidetracked, you will just delay it. And so, yes, Sean, I'm with you wholeheartedly, and high fives and hugs and every single thing, Sean. High five, man.
So that is how we're going to end the show tonight, because Desiree, I want to give you a couple of minutes to talk about, we got a big event coming up, and I want you to be able to share that event. I want you to let people know how they can connect with you, because there are people that are watching live and that are, I know, going to watch this replay. They're going to have questions. Somebody is going to get, I think it'll be way more than one person. I think a lot of people are going to be impacted by this show. I want them to be able to connect with you. What's the best way for people to connect with you and share about our event this weekend?
Absolutely. The best way for somebody to connect with me on all social media platforms is dleeinspires.com or at dleeinspires. It's the letter D, L-E-E, inspires with an S. On all social media platforms and also .com. And I would love to play an intricate part in your life in helping you to inspire as many people as possible. What I'm so excited, we moved from helping people publish their books to helping them in their business as an author to now doing a book signing. And what's so crazy about this testimony on why I really want you guys to come and attend this event this Saturday at the Avatar Mall in Miami, Florida at 3 p.m. is to show you that if I would have walked into Microsoft and asked for a job, they would have denied me. But to know that I am partnered, they're one of my venue sponsors, and then now to be able to open that up to all of the 15 authors that are going to be there this weekend in Miami, Florida at Avatar Mall, to be able to share their stories, their testimonies. They're going to bring their family, their friends, so you never know who knows who. So even if you're a networker, you're in business, or even if you're just interested in publishing, I say come see for yourself. Seeing is believing for me. So I would rather see and connect with some of the authors and business members as they share their story. You can go to AIB Microsoft Miami.eventbrite.com. It's a free event. You must register because the space is definitely limited. But you also have the opportunity to pre-order their books because you know the line is long. So if you want to skip the line of ordering a copy of their books, Sean Wyman is going to be there. He's one of our featured authors. We have so many featured authors there, and it's going to be an awesome, awesome time. Food and refreshments and everything. I can't leave you guys hungry. So we're going to have that, and it's just going to be awesome. So thank you again, Sean. I would love to see Cece there who called in today. Thank you so much, Cece, for calling in. I appreciate you tuning in. And those who are viewing live stream and on Periscope too as well, and on Facebook Live, I want to say hi and thank you to you guys too as well. Thank you so much, Sean.
Desiree, thank you so much for being the first guest as we launch on this new network. Huge thank you to 108 Praise Radio, my producer, Courtney, and I will get to know everybody that's on that staff. I know there are a lot of people over there working behind the scenes to make this happen, and I want to thank each and every one of you. I want to thank our audience for joining us live tonight. Again, I would love to have you come to Miami. If you're in the area, come join us at the Aventura Mall, 3 p.m. Saturday at the Microsoft store. Also, I will be speaking Sunday, thanks to my good friend, Pastor Ken Loring at Armor of God Ministries. We'll be speaking at the Comfort Suites at 8301 West Commercial Boulevard, Tamarack, Florida. Just a lot of great things happening in South Florida this weekend. So as we close this out, I want to finish with Desiree's prayer. Lord, I acknowledge you in all of your ways. Create my path. Run through the movement, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. We look forward to connecting with you again. If you want to know who the next guest is going to be, go to Facebook.com, take your little fingers and type in, welcome to the movement, and join the movement community. You will be the first to know who the next guest is going to be. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
8301 West Commercial Boulevard, Tamarack, Florida. Just a lot of great things happening in South Florida this weekend. So as we close this out, I want to finish with Desiree's prayer. Lord, I acknowledge you in all of your ways. Create my path. Run through the movement, everybody. Thanks for watching the show. We look forward to connecting with you again. If you want to know who the next guest is going to be, go to Facebook.com, take your little fingers and type in "Welcome to the Movement" and join the movement community. You will be the first to know who the next guest is going to be. Good night, everybody.
Good night.